What's going on, world? It's your main man, Kareem A. Rashid, the voice and your host of Clearing the Wreckage. Yes, we got another great episode in store for you today. Once again, I don't know what you're doing if you're driving to work, but if you are, please pay attention to the road. You could be on a lunch break at work trying to get a quick sneak peek into this episode. Please clock back into work on time. Or you know what you could be doing, and it's important. You could be on the toilet. Just please make sure that you flush. Yes! What's going on with your world? Oh my goodness, we are here again with another episode of Clearing the Wreckage. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude to my listeners, even to those who just tuned in for the first time and you clicked on this episode. I want to say thank you. But overall, to all of you who are listening, who are sharing this podcast with other people, all of your coworkers, your family, your friends, your loved ones, and you're shouting me out. You're saying, man, do you listen to podcasts? Yeah, I do. All right. Well, you should listen to this podcast. It's called Clearing the Wreckage, man. This guy, man, thank you so much for telling people about this podcast. I cannot express my gratitude enough to you. I am so very thankful and so very grateful. It is all made possible by you. Do you know that? Do you know that this podcast does not even grow at all unless you listen to it, you hit the follow button or the subscribe button, and somebody else sees it, and then somebody else does the same thing, and then it just continues to sprout because the seed that I'm planting is being watered not only by me, but by you. Isn't that something? And you pretty much make most of it possible, and for that, I am so grateful. So what are we going to talk about today, Kareem? Well, we're going to talk about clearing the wreckage. Yes, indeed, we are. And today we're going to talk about gratitude. As I just expressed my gratitude to you, we are going to talk about gratitude. Gratitude just gives you a better attitude, doesn't it? Right now, I am so cheerful because I'm just thinking about how much y'all have helped this podcast grow. It is bringing a smile to my face. It is actually bringing a smile to my heart. I am in a better mood. I'm excited. And it gets me more excited each time to record an episode for you because I know that people are now listening to this. People are loving it. People are tuning in and people are talking about it, which obviously makes me even more grateful, and which brings about more gratitude, which then brings about me having a better attitude. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, although, don't get me wrong now. This is something that I love doing. This is something I love. I did not start a podcast out of just, I don't really want to do this. I mean, no. I had the idea a while back. Imposter syndrome came about. I had to fight it. I had to wrestle with it. And then I finally said, This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Which is what I said in the beginning when the first thought and notion came upon my mind. But that imposter syndrome, boy, I tell you, it's something else, ain't it? Tried to bring about so much fear that no one would listen to this. Who are you to tell people? Who are you? Why are you? You know, all these different things that it brought up. But then I looked at myself in the mirror and said, I'm going to clear this doggone wreckage. And I'm going to do a podcast and I'm going to name it Clearing the Wreckage. Doggone it. Because that's all that was up in me. It was just wreckage, fear trying to get me to not be my authentic self, not be the best version of myself. I'm here to serve. And my ego doesn't want me to be the best version of myself because then it has to die. First it has to change and then it has to die. Because I'm going to grow and evolve and become a better version of myself. And then by me becoming a better version of myself, you will become a better version of yourself. Yes, indeed. You better believe. I like to rhyme a lot. So if you hear me rhyme every now and then, it's just what I do, homie. Gratitude gives me a better attitude. Gratitude, where does it come from? Where does that word even come from? Well, gratitude is derived from a Latin word, gratia. Gratia. And if that word sounds familiar, in Italian is grati or graci. In Espanol or Spanish, what do we say? Gracias. So, right? That means thank you. Gratia means grace. Grace. What do you think about when you hear the word grace? I think about a lot of things. One of the things that I do think about is, that plate that was given to me as I'm sitting down at the table. And then my parents said, let's say grace. Or, even later on in life when I'm just sitting at the table with my girlfriend or with friends, whatever, let's say grace before we eat. Why are we saying grace? Because we're grateful, because we have gratitude for the fact that this food has been provided for us. We are able to eat, to be sustained with nutrients, to have a healthy body, to fulfill our bellies that were empty. All the above, right? So we say grace because we're grateful. Our minds and our hearts become filled with gratitude when there is a plate of food in front of us. I know mine does. I don't know about you. I'm going to say thanks for this. Because, I'm hungry. But no, for real. For real though, it's one great thing. When it comes to being a man, it's really simple. You just give me some food. I'm thankful. I'm really, really filled with gratitude. Gratitude normally means acknowledging the goodness. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm acknowledging, let's just take that plate of food for an example, right? For instance, plate of food is sitting in front of me. I'm sitting at the dinner table, and now it is time to acknowledge the goodness. What's the goodness about that? Well, first of all, I did not make the food. I did not make the food. Someone else made this food for me, and that is good. That's good, because I was just served food out of the goodness and kindness of someone else's heart. Someone else took their time, their dedication, their love, and went into the kitchen and made me a meal. How can I not acknowledge that? That is so good. That is so good. I'm telling you. Then I'm also acknowledging more goodness. Goodness that, oh, this food, yes, this food is going to be good. So I'm acknowledging that goodness. But I'm acknowledging the goodness of being served, right? Someone did this for me. This was not of my own doing. Grace. Remember that word. This is not of my own doing. Someone did this for me. Grace. Gratitude. Recognizing that the source is not, or at least outside of themselves. Recognizing the source. Yes, someone else made this food. That's not me. Is outside of myself. So I did not make this happen. This was given to me. Grace. A gift. This person did not have to spend time in the kitchen cooking a meal for me. Grace. Acknowledging the goodness, recognizing that this was something that was done outside of myself. Being grateful helps people connect to something larger, whether to other people, nature, or higher power. You'll hear me over and over say higher power, or I will say God. Yes. Being grateful helps me connect to God. Yes, it does. It definitely does. Because then I'm acknowledging, right, the goodness, which God is good. We all can agree on that. I'm acknowledging that. And I'm acknowledging that, man, this was given to me. This was given to me by that source. Or I'm being grateful and connecting to something as in nature and going, oh my God, look at the wondrous oak tree that's been standing there for hundreds and hundreds of years, was here before I got here, will be here after I leave here, was here before my parents got here. I mean, look at this wonder. Wow. Thank you. Gratitude. It just gives you a better attitude. Then I normally smile while I'm seeing something like that. When I look at the ocean and I see how huge it is, and I see the waves, and then I look out and I can't see the end of it. Wow. Gratitude fills my heart. Thank you so much. For this is a wonder. Then I'm connecting with nature. I'm connecting with God. Oh, thank you so much. You did not have to give me this wonderful gift. Then I'm connecting to other people. Gifts. Don't they just make you feel grateful? Now, I'm going to share some records with you real quick. Because, see, I'm still learning this about myself. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that I'm a giver. All right. So It's very easy for me to give something to someone else. So hard for me to let go and receive a gift from someone else. I must say I have gotten so much better at this. So much better. I have improved so much. I become a better human being when it comes to receiving gifts. I really have. Learning to let go of my pride and accept what has been given to me with gratitude. You know, the other day, it's funny that I say that because just about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I went to lunch with a friend of mine, and you know, it was so cool, man. It's just cool getting together with my friends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting together, and we're about to have lunch, and we're about to pay for the order, and I just went ahead and said, yeah, whatever they're having, that's on me. And they were like, what? No, you don't have to. And I was like, it's all good. I got it. And I responded, after they said again, no, Kareem, don't. I got this. I can. And I said, I know you can afford it, and I know you got it. The correct response would be, thank you. That's the correct response. And, you know, I was able to do that with them because it was a total reflection. It was a total mirror of how I am. The way that my friend responded to me is how I would respond when somebody tries to pay for something. The same way. And it was just a reflection, a mirror. I'm looking at myself. And so I was telling myself, basically, the way to respond is by saying thank you. And that's what I have to do to myself. You know, I have to constantly tell myself that over and over. What? Just accept it and say thank you. It's okay. You don't have to be the giver of all givers, Kareem. You know, we know that you love to give, and you know, that's what it is, really. It's just ego and pride. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions. Did you know that? I'm feeling so positive right now. I feel so much joy and peace and comfort on the inside right now due to the gratitude that I have, not just for this podcast and for my listeners, but just for the gratitude that I have about life. Let me share some of that with you. Would you like to hear some of that? Seriously. I'm finna get, well, you know, on every episode, I start to get real with you. Check this out, man. Check this out. Do you know that I was living in the woods? No, do you really actually know that? I know you heard me say it on an episode. I know you heard me talk about it, but do you actually have you actually empathized? Have you really put yourself in my shoes and really walked with me when I shared that in the episode? Did you imagine yourself being there? I lived in the woods. I did not just take a vacation to go to the woods and camp out and then return home with shelter. I lived outside, in the forest, in the wood with the animals. This is a true story. This is nothing I've made up. Do you understand? Do you see where I'm at? I'm in my home right now. You see this? I used to live in the woods. You don't think for 1 second I'm probably one of the most grateful human beings on this earth. And I obviously I know that I'm not. I know that I'm not, and I'm not saying that to even compare myself to anybody either, because I know I'm not. But figuratively speaking, I'm saying that in the sense that, oh my gosh, do you know what I've been taken from? Do you know where I've been? I have so much to be grateful for. So much. So much. Do you know? No, do you really know that I lived a life addicted to alcohol and drugs? Do you know that? Do you know? I mean, do you really know? And I am sober today. I have so much to be grateful for. Yes, gratitude is filling my heart and my spirit. Do you know that after I left the woods, and I only was able to leave the woods because this higher power gave me direction and gave me the strength and power and intuition to heed the power to heed that voice saying, well, listen to me. And I listened, opened my ears up, opened my eyes to see that I was the problem. This is my fault that I am up in the damn woods. Excuse my French. This is my fault. This is on me. Oh yeah, me. I'm an alcoholic. Oh yeah, I did it. Grateful because that wreckage was cleared not by me. For me to be able to see the inside of myself, that source, that power greater than me, cleared that out. Grace. Because I am supposed to be dead. If it was up to me, I will not be here. I will be dead. Yes. And I do not say that lightly. I'm sharing my life with you, inviting you in on this journey so that you can see that I have so much to be grateful for. But not only that, that you can see that the wreckage is being cleared, obviously. It is being cleared. Do you know that my mother kicked me out of that home and then I went and I stayed in the woods? Do you know that, after following and listening to the direction and the intuition that I had to leave those woods, go to my mom's house for a night, leave that hotel, leave the person that I was in a relationship with, leave it all behind, leave drugs and alcohol, and then my mom invited me back into her house? Grace. After all I had done, all the wreckage that I had caused, all the havoc, all of the destruction, all of the broken parts in that relationship that I broke apart, she initiated the mending process. Grace. Boy, you want to talk about some gratitude? You want to talk about that? Oh, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going, shall we? Oh, don't have a job. So my job is to go to this career place until I find a job. I'm having negative thoughts, negative feelings about myself. No, nobody's ever going to hire me. but I'm still getting up in the morning and I'm writing in my gratitude journal. I'm writing in a gratitude journal, which is changing my outlook upon life, changing my perspective, because I am learning to be grateful and relishing in those experiences, such as, oh my goodness, I am away from the woods. My mother took me back in. Wow, thank you so much. I will find a job, I know, but right now it's hard, but I'm thankful and grateful for the opportunity to get up and try to find a job, to get up and go to this place and learn about how to find a job. Thank you. Grace to be able to even have that opportunity. Then to be given a job after searching and searching and searching relentlessly for a job to finally get one. Grace. My record on paper, if you look at my record, if you looked back then, no one should have hired me. Grace. Grace was shown to me. Therefore, I will show and express my gratitude. Gratia was given. Grace. This is serious stuff. Gratitude helps you deal with adversity. I was dealing with adversity. That was an adverse time. I don't have a job. I'm staying with my mom. I don't want to be this person that leeches off of his mother. Yes, I am now clean and sober, away from drugs and alcohol, but I know I can go back at any time. I'm having the temptations to do so. Oh man, this will be a lot easier if I just go and grab a drink. But you know what I did instead? I wrote in my journal that thank you so much for waking me up this morning. Thank you. August 24th, 2013. Journal entry. Woke up at 5:30 and said thank you. Went to the 7:30 class for the men and I had a blast. I learned so much about my life and how I am the one that needs to lead. I will lead, and I am the one that they are waiting on to lead. I had spent such a great time with, I'm not going to say his name. He was one of my buddies. Thank you for that time. I went to work and I had a great day. Man, I struggled a little bit with my thoughts, but God, you helped me through it. Thank you. Got off and cut my hair and got ready to go to Red Lobster for my birthday dinner. I got there and I just felt so loved by all my friends who were there. It was awesome, and I couldn't have asked for more. It was more than I could ask for or imagine. So grateful for the blessings that you give to me, God. Thanks to, I'm not going to say her name. I am writing now in one of my gifts. So this person, let me just pause right there. This person who I was grateful to gave me this journal right here years ago. Gave me this journal. And I showed everybody on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube. It was so thoughtful of her because she knows that I write. How thoughtful and encouraging. Everyone was so encouraging tonight. Thank you for everyone who was there. That's just one excerpt. This whole book, this whole gratitude journal is filled with gratitude. So let's talk about how that helped me in clearing the wreckage. I've already talked about it, basically, just a little bit. I've already shared it. Let's just talk about some of the studies, though. Studies have shown that it can improve happiness. This is gratitude journaling we're talking about. Yes, because it improves my happiness day to day. It reduces stress and depression, and even has a positive impact on sleep and blood pressure. Can you believe that? It also has a increase in positive emotions due to looking at the positive aspects in my life. It brought about more of a positive outlook, which I've just shared with you a little while ago. Let's talk about a little bit more of the effects of gratitude journaling, shall we? Gratitude activates the brain's reward system, leading to the release of neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin. So that feel-good chemical is dopamine, and then just a balance chemical, serotonin, which is like a well-being. It just makes you feel good all around as well. Keeps you balanced. These chemicals are released when I am journaling and I'm thankful. You know what other chemicals are released when I was doing drugs and alcohol? Dopamine and serotonin. Mainly dopamine. But that was released. How about a great replacement behavior for me, right? How about I start journaling and being grateful for the gratia given to me. Gratitude also improves focus, my attention span, and memory retention. Gratitude just helps you remember great things. Because when you become grateful, you start to remember the goodness. Remember how I talked about earlier in the episode, acknowledging the goodness. You're relishing in those great experiences that you had, which just makes you more and more grateful. And we've already talked about how gratitude can enhance social connections and relationships, making individuals more likely to experience feelings of belonging and support. How I just felt in that journal entry, I felt supported and I felt like I belonged. Mind you, in 2012, summer of 2012 is when I left the woods. So that was a year later, and that was 2 days before my birthday, before I turned 33 years old. Wow. I'm 44 now, so that was years ago. But anyway, I want to share a quick story with you because this has helped me when I just talked about memory retention. When I think about this nowadays, I wasn't thinking about it much when I was drinking and when I was using drugs and, the whole sex, drugs, rock and roll lifestyle. I was not thinking about it. But I think about it so much more and more and more because I have a clear mind now. I'm a little bit more cognitive. My focus is more clear. I went to Mexico City. I had the opportunity. I was given the privilege to go to Mexico City as a 15-year-old kid. I remember it. I was in Spanish 1. So I did not really know that much Spanish. Anyway, I went there by myself, got off the plane, got to the international airport in Mexico, could not speak that much Spanish, but somehow I made it to my group. And Mexico City is so beautiful, by the way. I just pray and hope that you can experience it one day. We were there to help out the Pavish. And we went to this Pavished community. And when I tell you that what they live in is about the size of, let me see if I can even, is there something that I can compare it to that I have in my home? Well, this desk that I'm sitting at right now is about probably 6.5, 7 feet long and probably about 6 or 7 feet high. Yeah. Maybe that is the size of the home that they were living in. Imagine mom, dad, 5, 6, or 7 or so kids, however many, living in a 6 foot, maybe 7 foot wide, humble little abode, humble home, with a tin roof on top of it, no flooring whatsoever except carpet, little bits of, and I'm not talking about carpet like we have here in America. I'm talking about little pieces and shrubs of rugs that they threw together to make some padding on the ground for their kiddos. We built the playground for these kids, but imagine you going there. This actually happened, but I'm trying to convey the message for you. So just imagine, close your eyes, that you were there at this community, and every day you get to see these kids running around happy, grateful for everything that they have been given. Everything. I'm not talking about what we're giving them, just grateful for everything that they have. Running around with smiles on their faces, playing, having a great time with one another, as the parents are out there hand washing the clothes, trying to find food for them to eat. Keep your eyes closed and think about that. And then now, take yourself back to where you stay at right now. Here in America. Take a deep breath and say thank you. Say thank you. Because you would not last for one day in the environment that they lived in. First off, there's no water to drink in Mexico. So while you're running around here drinking sodas and milkshakes and fruit juice and all these amenities that America offers, and all the water that you can drink from the store, you can even turn on your faucet and drink some water out of there if you want to. They don't even have that privilege. We're talking about a necessity. Water is a necessity. They don't even have any to drink. Are you kidding me? And you want to walk around here and complain? Are you freaking kidding me? You want to complain about the state of the world? Oh, this country. You want to complain about this country? Go ahead. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. And if you want to be miserable and have that type of attitude, sure. But over here, I'm going to clear the wreckage, and I'm going to be grateful for every little thing that I have, which is actually big because, see, if I was in their shoes, it will be huge for them to have AC, to have water to drink, to have a solid foundation, a roof over their head, a solid roof, to have food given to them at any point in time that they want it, to have money that is valued. Pesos are not valued at $1. Did you know that? I mean, I can go on and on. I really, truly want you to think about that. I came back to America in tears. I cried for a whole week. I was young, but I cried for a whole week. A whole week, because I was like, oh my God, I'm so spoiled. I was only 15. I was like, I'm so spoiled. I have every single thing. What? No complaint better not come out my mouth. Now, that lasted for about maybe, a few months of just being extremely grateful. And then I went back to being a spoiled brat. And that's how we are here in America. That's if you are living in America and you're listening to me right now. So I just want you to think about those things. Folks, it is time to clear the wreckage, to be grateful for what you have. So I want to challenge you. When you wake up tomorrow, that's if you wake up, write down at least 3 things that you are grateful for. And that's very small. It's a very small challenge that I'm asking of you. Write down 3 things that you are grateful for. And then the next day, if you wake up, write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And do that for 10 days. And then after those 10 days, double it to 6 things that you're grateful for. Do that for 10 more days. And then 10 more days after that, 9 things that you're grateful for. And write it inside of a journal. Get you a journal that can just become your gratitude journal. This is how you clear the wreckage. And you already know what I'm about to say. How you clear it is by taking the time to look inside. So that's all I got for you today. As I always leave you, take some time to look inside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. Peace.